first award is the TCT Hall of Fame. Our tribute to individuals who haven't just worked in additive manufacturing, they've shaped it. Careers built on decades of research, of innovation, and an unshakable belief in what the technology could become. Each year, our judging panel, some of the sharpest minds in AM, identify people whose careers stand as a landmark in the story of this industry. And it is never an easy decision, except this year it was. Joe Allison's journey into additive manufacturing began in 1991 when he co-founded Solid Concepts, at a time when most people had never heard of 3D printing. His early work in software development was transformative. The first automated support generation tools for stereolithography, the industry's first universal CAD viewer. Under his leadership, Solid Concepts became the world's largest supplier of 3D printed parts. He didn't just build a company, he helped build an industry. And he hasn't stopped. Joe is that rarest of things, double A Mug Diner, and today he's a founding member of 3D Ventures and the CEO of Gentle Giant Studios. Still innovating, still leading, still pushing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome Joe Allison into the TCT Hall of Fame. Joe, please join me on stage.
Thank you so much. This, I'd be lying if I said this didn't feel good. It's nice to have your life's work recognized. Now, I'd like to claim that I didn't know I was going to win the award ahead of time, so I had nothing to say. Instead, my friend Andy convinced me that I'm supposed to prepare 30 minutes. So, first, of course, I want to thank TCT and the panel of judges for seeing me worthy and to give me this award. I really appreciate it. And I have a lot of other people to thank. To achieve what I did in my career, I was very blessed to have a lot of support from a lot of people. And especially once you start a company and you have this engine to fuel your dreams, and then all you got to do is rally people behind your vision, and they help you through all that. So I have a lot of people that I should thank, and I'm going to try and limit that as much as I can. And the first one would be a couple of people at 3D Systems in the early days who hired me. That was where I wanted to work. I told my headhunter to go get me a job there. I think there was probably only 30 employees at the time. And so I want to thank Chuck Hall for inventing the stereolithography. That was the first 3D printer that I saw and inspired me to want to make this my career. There was also someone there, Chuck didn't actually hire me, it's someone that worked for him, and his name was Greg Money. I had one talk with him, and he's like, the job offer came the next day, and I was in 3D printing, and I've just spent my whole career in it. I love the technology, and I can't get away from it. I can't turn myself away from it to retire. I also want to thank a couple of early business partners, Ray Bradford and Skylar Mitchell, who had a similar dream and launched Solid Concepts with me. And so that was an important part of my life. My first employee that we hired is someone named Anna Volano, who's still a good friend. And Chuck Alexander, who left 3D Systems, left a perfectly good job to go to a startup when we only had maybe 6 or 7 employees. And Tom Vorgich, John Close, Jeff Lemker, Kent Firestone, Scott McGowan, and I could go on and on. There's hundreds of people I would like to thank that were my employees, colleagues, people in this community that we worked together to achieve a lot of this together as strategic partners. The most important partner that I want to thank, my wife Kathy is here, and I could not have done any of this without her. Her support was unbelievable. There were times when she had to practically raise our kids by herself. I maxed out all our credit cards to start the company, and she never said a word about it. She always fully supported everything I did, and she didn't question it. She just cheered me on the whole time. She also was a guiding light in teaching me how to treat employees, every one of them, like they are the most precious, valued person on the planet, which was a big part, I think, of my success. I could stop there. But I think after listening to Rebecca, and she said something about not letting evil win and not sitting on the sidelines. So I want to make one last statement, that of all these people that I'm thanking here, this is the basis of my success, is all these people that supported me, worked with me, collaborated. Friends, colleagues, employees, a lot of people in this room that collaborated with me, many of those are immigrants. And I know that we have maybe some work to do for some common sense immigration laws in this country, and I'm sorry, I know a lot of people are from outside the country, but I know that this bleeds outside it. And I do support having immigration laws and enforcing them. What I want to speak out against is listening to people who say derogatory terms about an entire class of people, like immigrants or any other class of people, that dehumanizes them, villainizes them, demonizes them, and creates hatred. So I would just ask that if you take anything away from this, that you pass on the word that we love one another and we work through problems like this like caring adults. And I think I'll finish with that.